On Twitter, I've noticed some really kind of small time authors or creators deal with trolls, anonymous trolls at various points. And it's always been fascinating to me because if you're a huge celebrity, you would have thousands of people coming at you every single day, like a fucking army that self replenishes and probably grows in size based on whatever recent public faux pas. Like imagine Drake. You imagine the amount of shit that he would have to deal with, or at least his people would have to deal with, either through the dumb shit that he's actually done or the dumb shit that people think he's done. So that's the kind of like the most obvious example of internet trolls causing damage that you can think of. But then there's this whole other category of just like some random small time public people having to deal with trolls. And, I've, no matter, like, for example, if it's some like writer that I don't think is any good, you still kind of side with someone when they have to deal with a troll because it just seems it's embarrassing on a fundamental level because it's kind of like having it's like a crazy person screaming at you on the street, except the crazy person's kind of like invisible and you can't really defend yourself. As you walk along, they can just keep screaming shit. Kind of. I guess you could block them, but there's other mitigating strategies. But yeah, by and large, even if I think someone's a hack or kind of a bit of a dick themselves, you always kind of side with them because you're like, that's that sucks. That's a bit embarrassing. And you think people could throw criticism at others in a more kind of, I don't know, intelligent, interesting way. But I guess the part of my brain has kind of observed me feeling sympathetic towards those figures. And I've thought, well, maybe, just maybe, some of these people are getting ahead of the narrative and creating burner accounts and trolling themselves. Because I don't know, it just made me realize that like huge celebrities have to deal with this. Minor people would probably have to deal with this just through like the personal drama or petty jealousy, or I don't know, you could just rub up some person the wrong way and then they become a troll. So in a weird way, you kind of think that like it's going to happen to everyone at some point. May as well get ahead of the narrative. And like by being your own troll, you can kind of give yourself layups and just allow allow you to dunk on your troll and come across as the hero and like garner sympathy from people who think that you're a hack or not into you. Be like, well, at least he handled that troll pretty well and kind of like win over the public affection. So maybe you should get ahead of and maybe it'll put off other trolls out there where they're like, well, that person already dealt with the troll and it wasn't the most creative trolling in the world, but they still dunked on them. So the actual trolls will move on because they'll be like, well, don't fuck with that person because they know what they're doing. They know they know how to handle this shit. So maybe that's an opportunity as well. Also, if you are like a creative, that common mantra of the creative where they say no one's a harsher critic than myself, and it's used as a way to persevere and kind of get through negative feedback, bad reviews, a lack of critical acclaim. They'll be like, well, I've heard it all before inside my head, brah. Well, you could really, if you were your own troll, you could really put that to the test then and go go fucking hard in public. It's almost like a weird art experiment there. You could be like, here's why I think I'm a fucking terrible person and my work sucks, and kind of let it imagine that. Imagine you're like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking go for it. I'm never gonna tell anyone about this, but I'm gonna be like, I don't know, it's performance art. in a sense. And when I'm dead and gone, they'll find my journal and realize that I planned it all along, and I'll be considered like the Vincent Van Gogh of fucking internet trolling or some shit. And you went really hard. You said the most kind of like heinous things to yourself, where you're like, you know, all your deepest, darkest secrets and all the ways in which you're a failure and you're kind of like not talented, and you really fucking let your freak flag fly. And you're doing this to yourself in public. And then imagine other people started chiming in and be like, you think that's bad? And then they start dropping more truth bombs like he fucks his cousins. He he kills dogs in his spare time. Like they're just fucking really going to town. You're like, wow, maybe I'm not the harshest critic. Maybe there are maybe there are people out there who hate me more than myself. So it seems like there's a few different benefits from trolling yourself. If anyone's done it, anyone's considering it, let me know. I think there's a case study here we need to pursue. And yeah, let's spread the good word.